Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash that like button like it's your Alabama cousin, so it reaches a wider audience. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, MetVPN. If you're surfing the internet alone without a VPN, then you're surfing with Justin Skippy Trudeau. I use MetVPN to hide my location from the Canadian government, to keep my freedom of speech as well as to sail the high seas and download movies and TV shows without potentially getting sued by lawyers. MetVPN offers unlimited data traffic, no logs, a kill switch in case your VPN temporarily goes offline, and it's only $2.45 a month on a 24-month plan. Keep your online activities private and free. Sponsor link is down below. And now on with the memes. Number one, Newsweek says that women are better athletes than men are. If this statement is true, then you know what it means. It means that women should absolutely have to sign up for the draft. Legacy media is all about being rage bait, to get people to share their insane stories. The only way they can compete with citizen journalists is to go full retard. Then again, it could be true if this is what they now mean as female athletes. Up next, someone says that Avatar is a movie about a guy who betrays his entire planet, just so he can clap some blue alien cheeks. No, I see it more as a ripoff of Dances with Wolves in Space. Sure, the story is basic, and so was the story behind Titanic. People don't watch James Cameron films for the story, though, unless it's the first two Terminator films and Aliens. Instead, we watch them because he's the king of movie spectacle. Number three is a woman that can't handle people fat-shaming her, so she has to try and turn it into a joke on her t-shirt. She says she's fat because your dad pours bacon grease down her throat every time they boink. But that's kinda cruel. I would never waste bacon grease like that. Then again, maybe it is a good idea to make her throat smooth for your father's 20-pound bologna. Maybe she needs to go to Sexaholics Anonymous or something. Moving on, if you control your lust, you'll start to understand just how boring 90% of women are. But to be fair, I'd say that 90% of men are boring and 99% of women. Most people just don't really have much going for them in life. God gave women boobs to make them more interesting, it seems. But once a man realizes that modern women can only manipulate us through their bodies, going our own way becomes a lot easier. In reality, though, a boring woman is what you want, because the exciting ones are usually crazy. Number 5, John Kerry says that America's First Amendment stands as a major problem to fighting discrimination. He seems to think that the Constitution is just a list of suggestions. If the Democrats win the next election, it might be the last election for the American Republic. This clown was Biden's climate czar, and he flew around on private jets. Those are the words of a tyrant. Why doesn't he build some gulags while he's at it? Up next is an image to show you that women will complain about anything. This one is upset that she has a job, and she's also upset because she doesn't have a job. It's a very tricky predicament. You have to pick your misery. The dilemma is real. If you have a job, you have no time to yourself. But if you have no job, you have no resources to spend your time with. Maybe women in general shouldn't have become feminists and got other women to enter the workforce, then this woman wouldn't have this problem. Number 7, it looks like this woman's pH balance must be off or something. Then again, I bet you those dogs can smell the peanut butter residue. Most likely she's ovulating and the dogs are picking up on it and hoping that she takes the dog pill and picks one of them. Either that or they recognize Rex's scent from down the street. Then again, this is probably nothing and just proves that dogs are attracted to the smell of poop and fish. Moving on, apparently this woman gets anxiety from joining a big scary gym full of big scary gym bros. And then she compensates by wearing underwear to work out in. I've said before that gyms are the modern day nightclub. It's one of the last few places for women to show off their bodies and see men. Unfortunately for women, 80% of men in the gym are creepy and they want them to leave, so they can be picked up by the remaining 20%. If she's so uncomfortable, then why doesn't she join the Curves for Women gym? Number 9, this woman built a massive property empire at just the age of 19, thanks to her lucrative spicy corn content business. This looks like yet another Daily Mail ad for a woman's Lonely Fools page, masquerading as journalism. Maybe she should be forced to redistribute her wealth. There will always be simp bucks somewhere. The best thing to do is ignore them and move on with your life. With her massive property empire, I'm sure that she's going to have a lot of room for cats one day. Up next, Anthony Stokes, the teen who got a heart transplant, dies in a car chase. Hopefully he filled out his organ donation card and they can give the heart to someone that's actually worthy of it. The article also left out the part where he carjacked somebody, robbed a house, and shot an elderly woman. Other than that, he didn't do nothing. But wasting a perfectly good heart on the heartless is never a good idea. He got a second chance and he effed it up. Number 11, Nicolas Cage's casting director tells him there's an awful movie role, and Cage tells him he's in before he even finishes the sentence. This is what happens when you have to pay a massive IRS bill, and you marry a young Japanese bride and you want to spoil her. If I was him, regardless of owing massive amounts of money to the IRS, I would still take any and all movie roles I was given, because the dude likes to work. I met him in real life and he stops for anyone who wants to interview him. Unlike Oprah, I only saw her stopping for black female reporters. Moving on, looks like Minneapolis is mincemeat. They just swore in the first non-US citizen in as a police officer. This is absolutely insane. You have a non-citizen in law enforcement who literally broke the law to get the job. I think the plan is to load up the military and police with illegals so that dissent can be dealt with. The left thinks foreigners will fight the right on their behalf in a potential civil war. What they don't see coming is when the illegals join the right and turn on them. Number 13, someone took their nephew out to Hooters for his birthday. After all, you only turn 12 once. If those women can't convince him to eat and get bigger, I don't think anyone will. This is what uncles are for, to teach poor life choices early on. At least you know he won't be forgetting his 12th birthday for the rest of his life. But seriously though, plenty of waitresses and bartenders dress sluttier than Hooters staff these days. Let's stop pretending it's a Thailand strip club. Up next, what went wrong between the 19th and 20th century? Why do we have such poor civic infrastructure these days? Did we run out of skilled craftsmen, or they became too expensive so cities and countries chose the cheaper alternatives? Also, universities brainwashed architecture students to like boring and bland buildings and designs. But do we really want ornate and detailed architecture like this? Remember, this is what they took from you. But there's hope though. In places like Budapest, check out the before and after. Number 15 is a feminist Corinne Mayer. She says that motherhood is a trap and then marriage is a bad deal. Are those things bad only when you're not one of the chosen people? Because she's got 2 kids. Then again, I'm sure she figured this out after she had her family. My mistake. She couldn't possibly be saying that to discourage all the outgroups out there from having kids. Maybe she's bitter because she's not all that attractive, and neither are her children. Moving on, someone says that 50 years from now, no one will be restoring a Tesla. I don't think anything built today will be restorable because even Hondas are loaded with plastics and computer parts. That 69 Dodge Charger, on the other hand, that's going to be a collector's item for decades, or maybe even hundreds of years from now. Besides, at the rate things are going, Tesla could be bankrupt in a couple of years, and Elon Musk might be taken down for fraud. Number 17, it's getting increasingly desperate for women out there. Now they're going to the gym and wearing their gym clothes at local stores trying to get attention. This one conveniently forgot her hoodie before going to what looks like a local Walmart. Why are they even wearing clothing at this point? We need to create clothing-free zones so that women like this can save money on clothing. My only question is, do girls shower at the gym? Because why is this one still wearing her sweaty workout clothes? Up next, this woman says that her boyfriend and her have been renting an apartment for years when she accidentally found out that he owned it. More guys need to do stuff like this. I used to split dinner bills with girlfriends and take the receipt and use it for business. Technically, it was a business because I had a business with them, but they were too dumb to ever figure out that I was writing it off and getting a discount. If I could have gotten away with it, then I would have done what this guy did as well. Number 19 looks like Rosie O'Donnell was too freaky for P. Diddy's freak-offs. She was invited to one of his parties, but was turned away at the door. This could either be damage control so she doesn't get dragged into court, or she genuinely wasn't let in. It's like the ugly and fat girls they never let into the clubs. They just force them to stand outside waiting to make it look like the place is busy. I guess that even P. Diddy didn't want discount Betty there. Moving on, Kamala Harris partied with Hollywood celebrities after the Hurricane Helene devastation. She could have taken charge and led the relief efforts on the ground to show Americans that she had leadership qualities. But that was beneath her. If she had done that successfully, then she could have actually won the presidential race. Unfortunately for her, it looks like Kamala only cares about Kamala. Number 21, he proposed and she said yes. My condolences. What I want to know is how she even got the ring on that finger through all that fat in the first place. More importantly, how will she ever take it off without cutting it off? Remember, guys, don't ever underestimate the bravery of America's military. He jumped on the fat and ugly grenade so that you don't have to. Simping ain't easy, and I hope he remembers to lift with his knees bent and that he's strong enough to pick her up. Highly doubtful, though. Up next, here are your difficulty levels in life. Choose one. But this has to be a joke because the dude on the far right is definitely not playing life on difficult mode. He's got access to more punini than he knows what to do with. Also, the big four-eyed girl on the left is not living life on easy mode either, because the only thing that'll make her happy is being with a top-notch guy, the top guy on the right, and he won't even want to sleep with her on a one-night stand and then sweep her away. Number 23, here's the difference between men taking a bath and women taking a bath. A man doesn't even have to take it. All he has to do is dress well and get a haircut, and women will find him attractive. We need to ban fake-up, though, because then women wouldn't be able to sleep with as many chads and would have to settle down with chuds and have a family. Do you know why most women wear makeup? Because most men would find them ugly if they didn't. Moving on, the FCC approves of George Soros' scheme to control 200 radio stations. But who the hell even listens to radio anymore? Not a good plan there, gay crypt keeper. Hopefully he'll be gone in 5 to 10 years, and his son sells the empire and enjoys the rest of his life. Now when I travel to America and wait in line at CVS, I'll have to listen to his Democrats subliminal programming on the radio. I think I'll just go and shop at a store that doesn't play it instead. Number 25 and the last one, remember guys, the wall takes them all. That's why you need to use FaceApp or some other technologies to see what she's going to look like as a super old lady. This is what she used to look like. She's just trolling the interwebs, trying to get attention for being an over-the-hill cat lady. Here's what she really looks like in real life. She looks like a woman named Karen that I once knew. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoyed this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and Subscribestar links below. It really helps out. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.